Oh, just get myself comfortable. Hey guys, it's me. Well, as you know, wouldn't be anybody else unless I regenerated.
Of course, get some fish fingers and custard.
Yeah, alright, I won't go any more of that, of a Mahovian. And on that front, unfortunately, I learned last night that the series is on hold again. Not surprising considering there is a nasty virus going around at the moment. There has been rumours that it might have been cancelled well and truly. I hope that's not the case. Because otherwise there's going to be a lot of angry fans out there, to be honest with you. Me for one, I know some people don't like Jodie as the Doctor, but me for one, I think she's a brilliant actress. She certainly brings a different slant to the persona of the Doctor in this regeneration. I have seen a video that's been published whereby, well, I'm not going to say it because it's a spoilers thing, but I think it's going to be a case of they've done the Christmas special. Other than that, there may be no more for some time. I'm hoping it's just a postponement and not a general cancellation like there was in '89. Because I think there would be a lot of people onto the BBC saying this is outrageous. So, I know the ratings haven't been brilliant, but they've got to keep that programme going because only in 3 years' time it's going to be the 60th anniversary. And I know a lot of the former actors who played the part are very much up for going to a reunion episode. So, fingers crossed. Let's just put it like that. Anyway, the reason I've actually done this video today is I have been doing a lot of thinking and mulling things over as regards my channel for the last sort of couple of weeks since I did my last channel announcement. I think I may have been a bit too drastic in announcing that I was only going to do a video once every 2 months. And I've looked into my situation at work a little bit more. And obviously, at the moment I'm on furlough, and obviously the government are going to be funding 80% of my wages. I'm not going to go into any more detail about that because that's something that's outside of this hobby and work related. Needless to say, it will be a case of having to pull my horns in for a bit, I think, but generally I should be okay. But all the same, I am sort of preparing myself for any eventuality. And we don't know what the situation is going to be as regards this current crisis. So at the moment, on a temporary basis, what I've decided to do is go back to a monthly channel format, update format, if you get my drift. Reason being is because I don't want you guys to be bereft of any videos from my channel. And I'm also keeping within the costs. Now that also means, as regards purchases, I'm going to have to cut back on them. And if I get anything in related to the hobby, it's going to be mainly tools and paints and glue. That is it. Maybe 1 or 2 kits, but I've just got to work out my budget, obviously, and I won't really sort of see what I will be getting until the end of the month, and then sort of work within that, as it were, if you get my drift. But at the moment, like many of you modelers, this is the only thing that's keeping me sane, because it's helping me keep my mind distracted, it's helping me relax, and taking me away from the stress of the current situation. And it's one way of being constructive and your modelling art, as it were. So that is going to be the state of play temporarily until this crisis is over, and then obviously I'll go back to my inbox reviews, updates, and obviously twice monthly channel updates, but for the time being, temporarily, whilst this crisis is on, I am only going to be doing one monthly channel update per month. Okay, and that is going to be it. No inbox reviews, no updates, just a channel monthly update. Stu's back on the bench. Okay. And obviously, all being well, because I think we're going to be in for the long haul. I've just heard on the news yesterday or today that where it all started in Wuhan in China, they've started. I think they've basically lifted a lot of the restrictions there because it's reported that have been no more cases, and that is a good, encouraging sign. So maybe there's some green shoots coming through the grass, through the ground at long last. I'm not going to jump to conclusions because unfortunately in this country, United Kingdom, we haven't reached our peak yet. And if it's anything is to judge by how long it's taken in China, I think it's going to be a few more months before things start getting back to normal. And I'm being realistic. And we've also had the added shock news a couple of days ago that Boris Johnson's condition worsened and he was taken into ITU at the St Thomas's Hospital in London. The latest update on that is apparently he is not on a ventilator, he's on oxygen, but he's in good spirits and he's stable. So it's an encouraging sign. So Boris, get well soon, sir. We wish you all the best, and we are all thinking of you. Okay. And more importantly, I am thinking of friends of mine who are working on the front line in the NHS, namely a friend of mine who I just got back in touch with last night, Philip Webb. He's actually a junior doctor at the Manchester Hospital. I think it's the General. And he's actually working in the respiratory theatre, so he's very much on the front line. And I chatted with him briefly last night, and he's in good spirits. He's on a long 12-hour shift today. So, Phil, if you're watching, mate, good to hear from you. Keep in touch as much as you can, and to you and all your colleagues, thank you. All right, a big heartfelt thank you from all of us, because I know what an awful time you guys are going through at the moment more than anybody. You are very much at the front line fighting this war against an invisible enemy. So our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to you guys right now, and we'll be doing our clapping for you on Thursday, every damn Thursday until this is over. And I'm not kidding you. I'm just hoping people aren't going to be short-minded and have very short memories when this is over, especially for all the key workers out there. In fact, I've got a friend of mine, Karen, who's working at our local Sainsbury's. So, yeah. And I've befriended another friend of mine on Facebook, Libby. She, I think, is also a nurse who works in the NHS. So I'm thinking of you too, Libby. And I've got another friend of mine which I've just befriended as well, and she is very much behind the NHS, and that's my friend Caroline, who lives in Bracknell. So yeah, I'll be getting in touch with you soon, Caroline. Anyway, so guys, two individuals, me, Libby and Phil, take care of yourselves, stay safe. I know you've got your PPCs, and that's brilliant, but do stay safe as much as you can. And my thoughts are with you two very much at the moment, because I'll tell you guys, I know personally, because several years ago I had a minor heart attack. And I'm not kidding you, those guys are so dedicated to their profession, and they work incredibly long hours. And I know firsthand how essential their job is, and oof, I wouldn't want to be there where they are right now. To be honest with you, yeah, food for thought. Let's just put it like that. Um, yeah. Anyway, and also I've got another key worker friend of mine, Jan. He's actually the farm manager of Billing Bear Farm, and he was telling me today that his actual boss, Howard, who's a millionaire, he's actually in negotiations with McLaren to develop ventilators from his factory in Poland. So fantastic stuff. I mean, I just I goggle at the human spirit in times of crisis and the way everybody pulls together, um, especially in our local communities right now. It's what keeps us going, I think, to be honest with you. The human spirit is a remarkable thing. I mean, there are certain undesirable human beings who still haven't grasped this, but I'm not going to go off into a rant because I think I've said enough. If anybody is a personal friend of mine on my personal page, you know I will speak my mind, and I have got a name for these people, which I'm not going to repeat on the channel, but I think you all know it. For said individuals who are so thoughtless, and well, as I say, I'm not going there because obviously I am more concerned with getting the modelling done than anything else at the moment. But you know what my thoughts are on those individuals. Anyway, at the moment, as I say, I've managed to get some time. We're all getting some time with our hobby, so that means we can get our projects advanced a lot more. I will admit I've only just started getting back the last few days because obviously I've been busy catching up with people I've been in touch with lately, friends and fellow modelers, and people I've befriended and who are going through this at the moment, and some people I just like my friend I've just mentioned, Phil, I've got back in touch with. So there's something good coming out of this. Definitely, there is definitely something good coming out of this, and I think this is what we've got to focus on: is the positives and the negatives, rather than negatives, if you know what I mean. You know, we've all got. I know we're all having an exceptionally hard time with the rules, etc. I know that a friend of mine and I have been having a hard time, and I think we almost fell out the other night. But I'm hoping that's going to get resolved. But I'm not going to go into detail. But you know, well, I'm not going to say anymore because I'll go off in a rant, and I think some of you have probably had enough of my rants by now. But anyway, you know my thoughts on that subject. Anyway, as regards my projects, well, I've nearly got the figures done on my Panzer 2 Dio. I've just got to do a few touch-ups here and there. Get them into a clear coat along with my Panzer 2 because I managed to get the chipping done on that, which you can see in the background, but I'll go into more detail with that with my channel update for April. And the Wessex, well, I haven't done any more on that since you last saw it. Because obviously a lot of my time just lately has been taken up with home chores, obviously helping my housemates out where I can, and local neighbours, checking they're okay, and friends, relatives, and as I say, people I've befriended. And you know, the way we're all pulling together is remarkable, and that's what I think is all keeping us going, really. So yeah, it's the human spirit is quite a remarkable thing sometimes. So I think there's a lot that's good that's gonna come out of this. I just hope and pray that people aren't going to go back to their selfish, one-minded ways, but who knows. Anyway, I'm not going to rant on anymore. I've waffled enough, but as I say, from now on in, and on a temporary basis, I should be doing a monthly channel update, but that will be it. Okay. Anyway, as I always say, let's be sensible, let's be safe. Stay at home if you can, and only go out for essential journeys, and just exercise. And let's save lives. So, this is the most important thing, is we've got to save lives until this is over. Anyway, in the meantime, get kit crazy, happy modelling, stay safe, and I will speak to you soon. Cheers.